I visited the Backrooms 2 years ago, made it back, and I didn't know what it was until recently. A little over 2 years ago, a friend and I walked into an antique shop in the middle of nowhere that you cannot find anymore. This was a very nice antique shop, or so we thought. It was a relatively small building, but the farther we got into it, the more intricate the layout got, and we started noticing that this was no longer an antique shop, but we thought it was a glitch in the Matrix. It seems like it went on for days and days. We just kept walking and walking, and we made it to the basement of this place, and that's when things started dawning on us. This is not normal. We have to get out of here. I don't care how we do it, but we got to leave. We didn't buy anything. We stopped touching things. We gathered ourselves and we figured out how to get out of this place, and by the time we got outside, it was late. We had been in there a very long time, but it only felt like we were in there maybe like 20-30 minutes. There's so much more to this story, and I want to go in depth if you want to know more, like for part 2.
This is the Backrooms Explained. The Backrooms are alleged to be an alternate terrifying dimension that people end up in when they glitch out of reality. Upon glitching into the Backrooms, you will find 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms that literally go on forever. Nothing but the stink of moist carpet, the madness of the color mono yellow, and the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz. And if you hear something moving, you better run because the chances are they heard you too. In order to escape, it is said you have to complete a series of levels, which test you to an impossible standard. Which is why if you ever enter the Backrooms, you're most likely never getting out.
The story of the Backrooms. Some odd years ago, a man went to his community health clinic for a routine checkup. When he walked in, he got an overwhelming feeling of deja vu. The interior was as plain and mundane as it can be. He went to the woman at the front desk to check in, and she handed him her clipboard. As he sat in his chair filling out the clipboard, he slumped back in his chair. And instead of his head hitting the wall, it was met with nothing. He stepped back and inspected the wall. It looked normal, but when he reached out to touch it, he didn't feel anything. Suddenly, he fell forward into the wall and was met face first with a mouthful of dirty beige carpet. He sat up and looked around. It was an odd little room, or rather, it was a bunch of rooms connected. Everything was a gross shade of tan, and the carpet was musty and moist. There were no windows or doors, and no matter what he tried, he could not get back through the wall. He knew he had to get out of there. Where are the cars? Where's my fucking car?
So this is so disturbing. An ex-Disney employee exposes the back rooms at Disney.
Exposes the back rooms. I've been freaking trying to get out of here for the last like 10, 15 minutes. No, I just freaking tried to go to the bathroom and I found myself in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I'm freaking...
Watch what's about to happen.
It's my car. Let me get Carolyn to help me. Okay.
How did you get back in?
I just opened a random door and next thing you know I'm in here. What is that?
This is just an old building. Don't talk to it.
Okay.
We just need to get the right person to do it.
Man, talking about stairwell after door after sheesh. What is this place? Whoa. What is this? This big empty area in here.
What was that?
Hello, can you help me?
So if you think that the back rooms actually exist, comment what you think this room was below. I want to know what you think.
This guy was wandering around an abandoned town in Ukraine when he stumbled upon something really strange.
Number 66. And here's abandoned too, and I thought actually it was some blinds in a window, but it's not. It's a picture of blinds in a window. And look at this. It's not a real door. It's a picture of a door.
Now, if you know my content, you probably know where this is heading, because something strange like that could only mean one thing. And of course, he continues on anyways. looking around, checking out the different buildings, and he's literally one step away from being in serious danger. If he enters one of those buildings, it's almost certain he's gonna end up in one place, and that's the back rooms. But he doesn't know it yet, but he's literally walking around in the front rooms. In all those apartments with pictures as windows and doors are literally just begging for him to enter. He just needs to find the one door that isn't fake, and it's all over for him. But what do you guys think about this? These guys found an area of a mall that was closed off, and they were curious to see what the mall was hiding, and you won't believe what they had found. So once they gained entry into the part of the mall that was closed off, the video really starts off here with what looks like a ladder down to Freddy Krueger's lair. But they ventured on anyways, and what they had found was the whole entire basement that was abandoned. It was pretty off-putting. Eventually at this point they had come to an area that was a really tight squeeze and had to actually crawl in order to continue. This is where I would have turned back. And on the other side, they had found empty offices with maps all over the walls. And this is where they started to get concerned because they realized there was an entire city under the mall. They continued to adventure in empty room after empty room, and eventually the video just ends. But the last thing that they had captioned with it was, "With no way out in sight, this place is starting to turn into a maze." And at this point, they hadn't even realized that they were in the back rooms.
Check out the terrifying moment a man found the back rooms in real life. This is crazy.
I have no idea where the hell I am. This place is so creepy. I'm so glad I didn't bring Jacob or Tommy. This place is just, too weird. I'm getting out of here. What the heck was that?
The backrooms don't go on forever.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, a wanderer found themselves trying to escape the level called The End. But it's a trick. It's actually an endless loop.
So then how do you escape?
Well, there's a bookshelf that will no-clip you to a spiral staircase. But if you see a red, blue, but even green door, you better choose wisely.
Wait, what's behind the doors?
So each color represents a fear that you'll have to overcome to escape. Behind the red door, you'll have to swim across a sea of spiders. The blue door, you'll have to escape a maze with walls so tight, they press against you, making it difficult to breathe. But also, the ceiling is so low, you have to army crawl your way out.
So, I'm guessing the green door is a massage then, right?
No, actually, it's the worst.
Things humans weren't meant to see.
This video of a dude finding a hole in the ground while he's on a walk is going viral. But he's going viral because of what he found in the hole in the ground. So what he finds under the ground looks like a staircase. And I don't know what possessed him to go down there, but he does it anyway. So now that he's underground, I'm going to speed through it because it goes pretty far down. And where it leads him is to a huge, ancient-looking door. And I don't know what possessed him, but he goes beyond the door, and what he finds down there is what's got people scratching their heads, some sort of tiled room. And on the other side of the room is a gate, and the creepiest part is the fact that there's carpet beyond the gate, and it looks like something you would see at a mall. To his direct right is a glass window, and when he looks through it and focuses the camera, it reveals that he's in a mall. And I'm not sure at what point he realizes it, because this is where the video ends. But Buddy is in the back rooms.
Some of you have no idea what the Backrooms is, so here's a full breakdown of everything you need to know about the Backrooms. On May 12, 2019, an anonymous user started a thread on 4chan's paranormal themed board, asking users to post images that feel off-putting. One of the posts was the original photo of the Backrooms, a picture of a large carpeted room with yellow wallpaper and fluorescent lighting on a Dutch angle. This is what sparked the urban legend, the Backrooms, whose design is endless, containing vast mazes of empty yellow rooms. And the artist that brought the Backrooms to life is this dude. You can find him on YouTube. His name's Kane Pixels. The Backrooms are characterized by its yellow wallpaper and smell of moist carpet and loud buzzing lights. The idea of the Backrooms is that it consists of multiple levels or zones, each with its own unique characteristics, challenges, and dangers. Here's a breakdown of some of the 4 common interpretations of the different levels within the Backrooms. Level 0. This is often considered the starting point or entry level of the Backrooms. It consists of plain yellow walls and low light. Level 1. As the individual progresses deeper into the Backrooms, they may encounter environments with more surreal and unsettling tones and textures. The rooms may start to show signs of wear and decay, with strange sounds, or even entities may present themselves. Level 2. In this level, the environment becomes more hostile. Creatures in the Backrooms might pose as threats to those who enter, and the rooms may exhibit more extreme and disturbing characteristics like empty pools, empty office buildings, graffiti warnings on the walls, or childhood play places. Level 3. This is depicted as an even more dangerous and distorted version of the Backrooms. The environment becomes increasingly surreal, and encountering hostile entities are going to be way more likely. The guys you see in yellow suits or hazmat suits are usually known to be associated with the maintenance of the Backrooms. The rooms and scenery are vast and ever-changing depending on the person who enters the Backrooms. Though this is an urban legend, some say they have been to the Backrooms and it has changed them forever.
This is part 2 of the man that entered the Backrooms by accident. If you haven't watched part 1, basically he found this hole in the middle of a random forest, and in the hole there were stairs that led down, and it led to this area. Check it out.
You actually look down inside. There are stairs down there.
I didn't notice this before. Last time I was here, because it was in a rush and it was a lot darker out, but it looks like these stairs used to go up further. What I find really weird is that all the lights, these lights are on. I don't want to talk too much, just
A day in the life of someone who has no-clipped out of reality and into the alternate dimension known as the Backrooms. I sit. I listen to fluorescent lights buzz. I sit.
Does this pic look familiar? It's the Backrooms, and there's a guy that claims to be stuck in them in real life. The Backrooms are a liminal space just outside of our reality that you can't escape from. Liminal spaces are essentially the uncanny valley, but for settings instead of people. Liminal just means being at the edge of something new, right before it really starts. The in-between. The uncertainty that occurs after something has just finished, but the next thing hasn't started yet. Like the period of time between Christmas and New Year's, or standing in the middle of a doorway. A liminal space is just an in-between area, a setting that appears to be transitioning from one phase to another. Like a basement before someone moves in, an empty school hallway at night, or an office without furniture. You look at these spaces and there's something missing. There's no people, no focal point, almost like a place that we shouldn't be looking at, which makes it feel somewhat unsettling, creepy, yet oddly familiar, hence the uncanny valley aspect. They usually come with a sense of nostalgia to a place from your childhood or even a dream that you so vaguely remember. One of the OG viral liminal spaces was this one, an unsettling image that just felt off and we can't quite put our finger on why. Strangely familiar, but also a little uncomfortable to look at. Originally a post on 4chan, no one knows where this photo was really taken, but there are some who claim they actually found the spot. This particular liminal space became known as the Backrooms, a place that you can fall into if the conditions are just right. So you can consider the reality you're in right now the front rooms. And if you're not careful, you can accidentally no clip out of this reality in the wrong areas and end up in the backrooms. Clipping is a video game term referring to two objects going inside of each other. No clipping just means passing through the boundaries of playable area and ending up outside of the game's world. The backrooms is what they say we'd find if we no clipped out of our reality. Weird yellow tinted rooms with musty carpets and endless fluorescent lights that are, according to lore, 600 million square miles, triple the total surface area of Earth. That's including oceans, a liminal space that goes on for all intents and purposes forever. These signature backrooms gained popularity through a viral video series by Kane Parsons, shot through a lo-fi VHS style filter, which adds to the nostalgia factor. Even coming across other spaces like an abandoned apartment courtyard or the empty basement. It's a fictional space for all we know, but more people are coming across strange finds suggesting they may have actually found the backrooms for real. Like in Japan on Google Earth, zoom in and you see a space that looks exactly like the backrooms with a strange hole in the floor. Same thing in none other than Antarctica. Go to Street View and we see the familiar yellow rooms. And this one also down south that almost seems to continue the same hole from Japan. People are starting to think that these backrooms are actually real. One guy's even stuck in his own liminal world and he's showing us proof. Imagine you woke up one day and found out you were the only one left on Earth. This Spanish TikToker Javier insists to be just that when he allegedly woke up in a hospital in Valencia, Spain in February of 2027. Claims that at some point between now and then, everyone on Earth just disappears. Raptured maybe? And for some reason only he remained and can communicate with the past, us, through online mediums like TikTok. Sounds like a stretch, I know, but no one can explain how he's pulling any of this off. He walks through fully empty grocery and department stores, even full-blown soccer stadiums, incredibly empty street views like this one, and even electronic devices he shows displays the year 2027. Despite being in a city with a population of about 800,000 people, he even enters random apartments and hotels, walks around in large outdoor public areas only to be met with emptiness. Liminal spaces. If this was fake, it would be incredibly difficult and almost equally impressive to pull off. He jacks a cop car and drives around entire neighborhoods, visits military bases, all completely abandoned. Even the zoo has no animals and no birds flying in the sky, like anywhere. Comments try to catch him in his act by challenging him to go to active public hospitals, popular restaurants, all during peak hours. And he does it all just to prove the deniers wrong time and time again. Dead empty hospitals, restaurants, and even shows street signs that display the time in the middle of the afternoon. Was he actually transported into his own liminal universe? If you do some digging on the TikTok page handle, you might find out that this person, Javier, may actually be part of a production team working with the city of Valencia on an online project, which could be what's giving him access to all these public spaces completely empty. Sort of like an ARG, augmented reality game, where viewers follow along and suggest what he does next. But even if that was the case, how do you explain the empty active hospitals, stadiums, neighborhoods, zoos, no animals or birds anywhere? If this really was a project cooperating with the city, surely tens of thousands of citizens would see huge areas blocked off and spill the beans online. I can't imagine in what world you'd be able to keep an entire city silent about massive public spaces being closed off. Not gonna lie, this alleged project is pretty hidden and the account itself denies affiliation with any stage series. Always do your own digging and learn to create your own opinions. Don't ever just take anyone's online word for it, even mine. I'm sure the comments are crying either way, insisting it's 100% fake and I'm misleading even though I just admitted it might actually be fake. Nothing's ever for certain, always keep your mind open. Who knows, maybe he actually did wake up in the year 2027, filmed all this, and then it was covered up as a media project to keep everyone calm. You knew I couldn't resist.
These guys had stumbled upon an abandoned adult movie star's $8 million home, but you will not believe what they found inside. It was raided by authorities in 2016, and the inside is pretty dope, but the further they went, the stranger things got. At first, everything seemed pretty standard for an abandoned mansion, even with the twin turbo, and the place looked like they threw mad parties. But here, when they went downstairs, is when things started to seem really off. The style and the vibe of the couches, even the walls seemed a little bit different than everything else in the house. But it wasn't until they entered this doorway that things got really strange, because after they had went through, it led them to what looked like an abandoned hospital hallway. It had medical beds and supplies that were left behind, and if it was me, I would have turned back, but they just kept going deeper down the stairwell, which inevitably led them straight into the back rooms. And to me, their biggest mistake was letting that door close right behind them.
The Backroom's location was finally found, with a team of Discord detectives uncovering the truth. Taken in 2002, this image sparked a viral internet sensation, inspired countless horror games, and even a TV show. For years, internet sleuths searched tirelessly for its origin, with many believing it wasn't even real, just a 3D render. But the key to the mystery was hiding in plain sight all along. The team rediscovered a tweet from 2019 revealing the link for the original photo, but the link was inactive. So the team used the Wayback Machine and discovered a 2003 blog post documenting the renovation of a Hobbytown Store's RC car racetrack in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And there it was, the Backroom's photo accompanied by another shot of the location from a different angle, confirming its existence in the real world. The Hobbytown and the racetrack still exists today, and the legacy of the Backrooms lives on. And that's how
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Have you ever been to the back room? Do you know someone who got caught in the back room and actually made it out to tell the story? And also, if you woke up one day or you open the door to a room and you just so happen to find yourself in the back room, do you think you would survive? Now, with me, I'm not afraid of like ghosts or anything like that, nothing paranormal, honestly. But I think I would freak out if I woke up one day or just walk into a door into the back room. I would totally freak out because, for one, I hate tight spaces. And also, I do not like height. That's the one thing that I don't like. I don't think there's anything that has to do with height, but I do not like tight spaces. And also, endless hallways creep me out. The reason why it creeps me out is because I work in a hospital, so there's always endless hallways that don't have anybody walking. Usually you're by yourself in the hallway, so that always freaks me out. I think that alone will probably cause me to get lost and never be found if I ended up in the back room. So hopefully I'm not putting that in the air or anything, but I don't know what I would have done if I end up in the back room, because all the stories, just watching them, creeps me out. Like, oh my God. Imagine just opening a random door, you know, you go into a store in like a back alley or something. Because you know how like some places have like a little hole in the wall somewhere, especially in New Orleans. They have a lot of hole in the wall places. Usually the food over there and the hole in the wall places have the best foods. But imagine just walking through a random door, try to find something, and you end up in the back room. I mean, I don't know. I would scream my lungs out. I don't know what I would have done. Just thinking about it just freaks me out. Like the long hallways with no one except you. So all you hear is like the fluorescent light sounds and your steps and your breath, like you're breathing. That's all you hear. And all my, like, every time I'll turn a corner, the only thing I'll be thinking about is like some random long dark shadow just popping up out of nowhere, although I'm not afraid of stuff like that. But if I was stuck in a back room and it's like endless hallways, I'd probably be afraid of that. I would be like, okay, well, what do I do? Are you going to keep me company? I mean, what's going to happen? Like, are you evil? Are you good? And I don't have anything to cleanse the area. I'd be freaking out. So it's a good thing I always have like my crystals with me. But in that situation, I don't think my crystals will actually help me with anything, because there probably are so many entities in the back or underneath wherever the dark room is or the back room. I don't think my crystals will do anything, honestly. So yeah, let me know if you've ever experienced it, or if you know anyone who have experienced the back room, if they made it alive. Did they know someone who made it alive coming out of the back room? It seems like a lot of people actually make it out alive, but I wonder also, like, are you able to eat the food that are on the shelf if you end up in like a store and it just so happens to be a back room? Are those edible, or do you just not make it because you just starved to death by trying to find your way home? Like, what help me out here, guys. The back room is just a little freaky, and I don't know. I don't know if I'd survive it. I don't know, and I don't want to find out. I honestly do not want to find out. No. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. You know, I will reply to all of your comments. And thanks again for 11,000 subscribers now. So yeah, and for the person who made the comment about my oily skin, I think I found the foundation. So yeah, I think I found the foundation, the perfect setting powder to keep all the oils away. This is 2 hours now and there's no oils. So thanks for mentioning that, because look, your girl open up. Bye.